Welcome to the Burnout Recovery Podcast, a guiding resource dedicated to healthcare professionals on their journey to overcoming burnout. Spearheaded by Dr. Joe Braid, a certified professional coach and rehabilitation physician.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to today's episode. I'm sharing with you my word of the year and how it is a great burnout prevention and recovery strategy. Do you have a word of the year? I love this as an anchor and guide to my decisions and plans in the moment and beyond. So, the word of the year that I am sharing with you is a concept that is both powerful and gentle: simplicity. And if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, this episode is especially for you. In my practice as a coach, I often see fellow healthcare professionals who are carrying the weight of complexity. They have complicated schedules, overwhelming responsibilities, and layer upon layer of expectations. Sound familiar? We've somehow convinced ourselves that more is better, that busy equals important, and that complexity equals sophistication. But what if I told you that the path to recovery might actually lie in the opposite direction? So let's talk about simplicity, not as a trend or an aesthetic choice, but as a healing and recovery practice. And as someone who's worked with hundreds of people in burnout, particularly among medical professionals, I've observed that complexity often acts as a smokescreen for our deeper needs. When we're burning out, we tend to add more solutions, more tools, more strategies. But what if the answer lies in subtraction rather than addition? Here's what I want you to consider. Simplicity isn't about deprivation. It's about creation, creating space, creating clarity, creating room to breathe. And I mean that quite literally. When was the last time you took a deep breath without thinking about your next patient, your next meeting, or your next deadline? I'm going to share with you 5 key areas where embracing simplicity can be transformative in your burnout recovery journey. First of all, let's look at your environmental simplicity. Your physical space has a direct impact on your mental state. Before we left to go on holidays, an area that I zoned in on is my office, or was my office. And so I've come back to my desk for recording my podcast, for creating blogs, for communicating with my audience on my email list. And my office is really lovely and clear. And I didn't actually even have the word simplicity before the end of the year. So it's funny how things work out. But clearing out that environmental clutter, I've come to this really calm space where I can be present and aligned with my goals for the year. So don't become a minimalist overnight. Just start with one surface, maybe your desk, maybe your office space, and what's there that you truly need, and what's there out of habit, and what's there because you haven't made a decision about it yet. Simply reducing visual chaos can lower your stress hormones and create a sense of calm. The second area I'm going to cover is what I call decision simplicity. When you're recovering from burnout, every decision can feel overwhelming. This is where having simple frameworks become invaluable. Here's a couple for you. For any decision that isn't crucial, give yourself 30 seconds to choose. And for important decisions, ask yourself just one question. Will this add to or subtract from my energy? Burnout recovery is all about the energy in the cup, and getting clear on what's taking away from your energy and what contributes to your energy is a great place to start. And that's it for decision simplicity. No pros and cons lists, no endless analysis. Thirdly, let's address digital simplicity. As healthcare professionals, we're constantly bombarded with emails, messages, alerts, and notifications. Each ping represents a micro demand on our attention. I recently worked with a surgeon who was receiving over 200 notifications daily. We started with a simple audit. Which of these truly require immediate attention? Which could be batched? Which could be eliminated entirely? And by reducing her digital input by 60%, she reported a significant decrease in mental fatigue and improved presence during patient consultations. So consider this. Every app on your phone is not just an icon, it's a potential source of mental clutter. So try this. Go through your phone and remove any app you haven't used in the last month. Organize the remaining apps into folders based on function and turn off all non-essential notifications. This goal isn't digital minimalism, it's digital intentionality. For the fourth point, let's talk about relational simplicity. In healthcare, we're trained to be diplomatic, to cushion difficult messages, to navigate complex interpersonal dynamics. And these skills certainly are valuable, yet they can sometimes lead to overcomplicated communications that drain our energy. I worked with a medical director who was spending hours crafting perfect emails to her team. And we practiced direct, kind communication instead. The result was more authentic connections, clearer expectations, and significantly less emotional labor. So here's a practical template for you for simplified communication. Firstly, state your observation, express your need, and make your request. That's it. No need for multiple qualifiers or excessive justification. And the final point I have for you in today's podcast episode is emotional simplicity. This might be the most powerful form of simplicity, yet it's often overlooked. It's about giving yourself permission to feel one thing at a time. And when I do burnout recovery coaching programs with individuals, self-awareness is the first place to start in improving your mental well-being and growing your overall wellness. In our complex world, especially healthcare, where we're dealing with multiple high-stakes situations simultaneously, we often think we need to process everything at once. But healing and recovery happens when we create space for one emotion, one thought, and one moment of awareness at a time. If you want help slowing down the flurry of emotions that you notice at any one moment, reach out and let's have a chat with a discovery call. And I'll share with you how I can help you simplify your emotional notifications. Here's your invitation for this week. Choose one area of your life, just one, where you can experiment with simplicity. Maybe it's your morning routine. Maybe it's your workspace. Maybe it's your weekend plans. Whatever you choose, try removing one element that doesn't serve your well-being. Remember, recovery isn't about adding more tools to your coping toolkit. Sometimes it's about putting down the tools altogether and simply being present with yourself. Before I leave you today, I want you to know that choosing simplicity isn't always simple. It takes courage to let go, to do less, to be less productive in the conventional sense. But in that courage lies your healing and recovery. This is Dr. Jo Braid reminding you that you're not alone on this journey. Until next time, take care of yourself and remember, in simplicity lies strength. Thanks for listening to this episode. Schedule a free discovery call if you want to learn how I can help you. Dive right in with my 60-minute burnout strategy session or experience Program Vitality, my tailored one-on-one burnout recovery program. All information is available at drjobraid.com with links in the show notes.